Okay, I hope my audience is still with me, and I hope people maybe, I mean, I'm still allowing myself to be optimistic that some people understood that, I mean, eventually, that movement of arms and legs is the thing that required of you and not mouths and tongues. I showed you videos from many months ago, and it's always the same message. So, I mean, it doesn't change because it's the truth. What do you want to say to change the truth? This is the truth. Anyway, I'm of course still in my cell. Regarding to science, so next thing I will do is actually not kind of like, I mean, agenda video with regard to the science communication, because I don't think that it's incredibly important right now. What I will do is some microscopic examination. First of the dead full metal jacket, the rotten carcass that I discussed in the last couple of days, and also we'll take some examinations, several examinations from the metal container, the big one's the only big container that is left. We see what's going on like in the water, and maybe also from the beeswax that I inserted, like fresh beeswax from 2 days ago or a day ago. I mean, just, I mean, out of curiosity. So this is the agenda. First I'll eat dinner. These are the terror, I mean, you know, just like Jurassic Park. More and more waves of dinosaurs. Is it fun? No, but it's predictable. It's predictable. So that's what we will do. I don't think I'm going to change anything like from the the Caribbean room, like the construction, the painting. Keep it that way for now. And also, I don't think that I continue with I thought maybe continue with the get back to electrolysis experiments, specifically with regards to life, but I don't have the mood. Maybe I'll change. I mean, you know, I have a change of heart, and we'll do some life experiments with the electrolysis compartment, but it's not super important right now, I must say. Not super important. By the way, regarding science, though, there might be some kind of like a question, like, I mean, an open question, even like for me, like, I mean, what's obvious in all the like throughout all this study, like this research for many months now, what's obvious is that we see tremendous amount of life forms, and generally they do not move. They do not move. This very early on, I mean, caused me to think that, and that's what they thought for like at least for like a month or two, January, February, that these are actually sculptures. But no, I mean, at some point we've seen living worms, like moving worms that are synthetic, like inside the oil, inside the wax, and of course, and later we've seen even bigger life forms, and ultimately the full metal jacket, which is flying. And I mean, the one that I've conducted the autopsy, which is metal hard, and we'll conduct another autopsy later today. I mean, I've seen it flying and captured it, and it was like, you know, you can see it like in the jar, in the glass jar. I mean, when it's still alive. So I mean, certainly they're moving. And also should be said that sometimes we see life from, like, I mean, the microscopic life forms that sometimes they do move. I mean, it's not 100% that they don't. Sometimes you see them moving. Sometimes you do see them moving. But generally, they do not move. Now, it's a question why. It's a question. So regarding the things that I mean, life forms that we see under the microscope from my sample, from like my pee or things like that. So most probably they are dead, and they are just slain by the Neros. And this is, you hear the zombies. I mean, they smell like zombies all the time. Brains. Bleh. Sasha, Lasha, Andre, they search for the key to the robot. I mean, presumably, maybe the key is Sasha, maybe Lasha, maybe Andre, maybe Opus Hopus Billy Bocus, maybe Halav, maybe Hot, maybe, I don't know. What's the key? 65, 13, 135. Difficult to tell. What is the key? What is the key? Lechem, Halav, Hot, דגים, דוד דגים, טיב טעם, שופרסל, כרטיס, כרטיס, אוקוס פוקוס, בילי בוקוס, אברקדברה. What is the key? What is the key to the robot? What is the key? They still search for the key. I live in Jurassic Park, really. Anyway, where were we? But I mean, the things that grow inside the containers, I mean, many of it, to my estimation, are just, I mean, they are not what I call sculptures, but they are zombies, which means life forms that are under the control of the Neos. And we know that it's possible because it's possible to, I mean, for humans and for titans as well, so certainly for microbes. Now, we've seen very small life forms moving, like under the microscope, synthetic life forms created by the Neos, even very early on. And we've seen quite big ones, like the worms, and of course the Full Metal Jacket. But we haven't seen many moving ones, like I would say in the intermediary size. Which you can see, I mean, like when I say intermediary, I mean things that are, like, you know, that are kind of like, I mean, I would say that take maybe 1/4, I mean, 1 divided by 4 of the microscopic view in 64 magnification. In this kind of like scale, we see quite a bit of life forms, but not moving ones. It's not an incredibly important question why, but I mean, should be said that many life forms in this scale do not have the ability to move independently. They just move with the flow. I mean, it's just like that. I mean, not every life form have the capability of like independent movement. But I mean, what I might want to do at some point is to return to some kind of experiments, a type of experiment that were very prevalent in this channel in the early stages, like January, February, which is, and kind of get back to it, which is the study of interaction between biological life forms and Neos, like in real time, like under the microscope. For that purpose, I need a culture, and I actually do not have a culture, but I have, maybe I have like, I mean, cultures that I'm not prepared, you know, using agar like in Petri dish, but natural cultures of rotten things that I have in this room, and, you know, because I have a lot of rotten things here in this room, so maybe it's like a good place to search for, because it should be said, I mean, if you just, I mean, germs are everywhere, but you cannot like find like germs if you don't have, I mean, a culture, because otherwise, I mean, it's kind of like you need luck for that. That's why, I mean, you know, the standard way to detect germs in like stool samples is, of course, you don't get the results immediately. I mean, you wait 2 days or 3 days for the, you know, for the culture, I mean, you know, for them to multiply if they exist in the sample. Like, that's, I mean, the standard laboratory, you know, practice, like maybe the most common, you know, laboratory practice worldwide. I mean, that's, you know, that's what they do. But I mean, so maybe I search for one of the rotten containers that I have with biological stuff. For maybe there was you hear the knocking. The knocking is, it's kind of like it's a clue to the clone that he should evacuate the scene for to be arrested, and then, I mean, to be, of course, released to his family, and so they can take control over the loot. It's obvious that I'm a clone because they really wanted to be that way, and if they really wanted to be that way, then it must be true. It must be true. Certainly it is. Hum, 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 hum.